You ever stop and think about how we just sort ourselves into groups? And I'm not just talking about your family or your close friends. I mean, think about the sports team you defend to the death, right? Or the kind of music that's like your music. Your political party, the online forums you're a part of. Yeah, we're all in tribes, even if we don't call them that.
So that's the big question, isn't it? Why? Why do we do this? What is this pull to form groups that's so powerful, so deep inside us? Well, let's get into it, because the answer, it turns out, takes us way back, deep into our evolutionary past and right into the wiring of our own brains.
All right, so to really get a handle on this, we've got to go back, way back. Because for our earliest ancestors, being in a group, well, it wasn't a nice to have. It was literally the only way to stay alive.
Just try to picture it. You're all alone out there in the wild, thousands and thousands of years ago. You are completely exposed. I mean, to a predator, you look like an easy lunch. Just finding enough food is a daily struggle. And if you get a simple injury or get sick, that could be it. Being alone, it was basically a death sentence.
And when you put it side by side, the difference is just staggering. Alone, you're facing constant danger, hunger, vulnerability. But in a group, everything changes. Suddenly, you've got protection, you've got shared resources, you've got safety in numbers. This is why natural selection didn't just favor the strongest, it favored the most social.
You know, there's actually a name for this ancestral world. Scientists call it the Environment of Evolutionary Adaptedness, or the EEA for short. And this is the part that you really got to grab onto. Our brains evolved to solve the problems of that world, a world of small, tight-knit tribes. So here we are, navigating the 21st century with what is, in a lot of ways, a Stone Age mind.
So, if survival literally depended on us being social, how did evolution make sure we'd actually stick together? Well, it's pretty brilliant, actually. It just made belonging feel really good. It wired it right into our brain chemistry.
Okay, so let me introduce you to a little chemical called oxytocin. You've probably heard it called the bonding chemical or the cuddle hormone, and that's exactly what it does. When you feel connected, when you feel trusted and accepted by your group, your brain releases this stuff. It's like a biological reward that just floods you with warmth and trust and makes those social bonds even deeper.
And what oxytocin is basically doing is sending a very simple, very powerful message deep in your subconscious. It's whispering, "This is safe. Stay here." And this isn't some logical thought process, right? It's a gut feeling, a deep, ancient signal telling you, hey, you're with your people, you're safe, stick with them. It's the brain's clever way of making sure we stay social and survive.
But, and this is a really big but, this incredible bonding mechanism, it has a flip side, a shadow side. Because the very same process that creates such a strong feeling of us, well, it automatically creates a them.
I mean, think about it. You can't really define who's in the group without automatically defining who's out. It's the fundamental paradox of tribalism. That amazing feeling of safety we get with our own group, it's often contrasted with a feeling of suspicion or maybe just indifference towards anyone outside of it.
And of course, there's a scientific name for this. It's called in-group bias. It's basically a mental shortcut. Our brains evolved to very quickly figure out, okay, who's a friend I can trust and who might be a foe, somebody competing for the same food and water. It's a primal, almost automatic response.
And you can see exactly how this bias plays out, right? For our in-group, our default setting is trust, loyalty, cooperation. But for the out-group, it can easily flip to suspicion, seeing them as a threat or feeling like we're in competition. Now, back in the day, that was a super important survival strategy. But in our modern, interconnected world, well, you can see how it can cause some pretty serious problems.
So, that brings us to today. How does all this ancient software run on our modern hardware? Well, these instincts, they are playing out all around us, every single day. Our tribes today, they're not really about life or death survival anymore. They're about identity. Think about it. Sports teams, music fandoms, political parties, the online communities we join. It can be our nationality, our hobbies, even the brands we buy. The passion a fan feels for their team, the loyalty someone has to their political party. It's all a modern version of that same ancient drive to belong.
And technology, especially the internet, has thrown gasoline on this fire. It's like a massive amplifier for our tribal behavior. We can instantly find people anywhere in the world who think like us, who validate our opinions, and who give us that same oxytocin hit our ancestors got sitting around a fire.
And then, of course, the algorithms feed us more and more of what our group likes, which strengthens our bond but also risks trapping us in an echo chamber.
This quote from the biologist E.O. Wilson just nails our current situation perfectly. He said, "The real problem of humanity is the following. We have Paleolithic emotions, medieval institutions, and godlike technology. We're trying to solve incredibly complex, modern problems using these ancient Stone Age emotions, all while we're holding world-changing technology in our hands. It's a recipe for trouble."
This brings us to another really key idea from science: evolutionary mismatch. Basically, it's when a trait that was a huge advantage for survival back in the day becomes a liability because the world has changed so much. That instinct for fierce in-group loyalty, it was totally adaptive back then. But in a globalized world, it can fuel division and conflict.
So where does that leave us? Well, the most important thing to remember is this. Our tribal instinct isn't inherently good or bad. It's not. It's just a powerful tool. And like any tool, you can use it to build things up or you can use it to tear things down.
And this really shows us the two paths that instinct can take, right? There's the shadow side, which leads to division, to being closed-minded, and to aggression towards anyone outside our group. But then, there's a higher version, one that's built not on being against someone else, but on a shared purpose, on curiosity, and on a real desire for growth and connection.
And the key to all of this, it's just awareness. We can't get rid of this instinct. And honestly, we wouldn't want to. It's the very root of our ability to love, to have friendships, to build communities. But if we're aware of it, we can choose how we express it. We can consciously choose to build tribes that are based on hope instead of fear.
You know, at the end of the day, it all comes back to a fundamental truth. We form tribes because we are built for connection. We are not meant to stand alone. Our tribal nature isn't some flaw in our programming, it's a core feature. It's what makes us human.
So the instinct is a given. That part's not going away. But the outcome, that's up to us. The real challenge for every single one of us is to be conscious of this ancient pull and to decide how to channel it. So I'll leave you with one final question to think about. What kind of tribe will you choose to build?